This week's Best MMA Bets 2.0. You guys like the revamp, so we totally have changed the series now. We're riding with this new look. Super excited to talk about UFC 269. We're going to go through the best bets to potentially play on the card. We have the value locks, the value dogs, the props, and of course, some parlays. Smash that like button, guys. Subscribe if you're new to the channel and turn on the post notifications as well. I'm excited, so let's get right into it. The value locks. First of the value locks, I have Andre Muniz over Eric Anders. He is a submission ace, and the value for him sitting at minus 135. His physical attributes are nice as well. Not necessarily the best striker. And Anders' best opportunity to win the fight will be keeping it standing. I still feel as though Muniz can get this fight to the floor, even potentially pulling guard from the clinch. And as soon as it hits the mat, there's a very wide gap in the level. If I'm Anders, I'm fearing the floor extremely. Andre Muniz snapped Jacare Souza's arm in his last fight. I see him tapping out Eric Anders here. I expect submission sometime first, second round. Minus 135 to win. I feel like that's essentially a steal of a bet for a middleweight prospect to keep our eye on. He might be the best Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner in the middleweight division, period. I'm super intrigued by him. Andre Muniz, lock number one. And now, the next lock of the night. Randy Costa, he takes on Tony Kelly. Costa looked really good against Yanez. Unfortunately, loses that fight. But Adrian Yanez is a beast. He just beat Davy Grant. He's on his way to a potential Sean O'Malley fight, depending how things go this weekend. And the value for him, minus 170. His boxing is really nice for mixed martial arts. Excellent jab. Super flexible. His dexterity is crazy. This guy can throw up head kick after head kick. I see Tony Kelly being outmatched on the feet. I see the wrestling defense being there for Costa. Also the length edge by just a bit. I don't see the offensive wrestling as a significant threat for Kelly. I think we're going to see Randy Costa knock Tony Kelly out. I like that minus 170 tag. That's our second lock of the night. Now, lock number 3, Ryan Hall over Darrick Minner. I know some people are feeling like Hall maybe isn't all that great. He got destroyed by Ilia Topuria, but I think that just shows how good Topuria is. Hall is sitting at a minus 200 favorite against Minner. I feel like it makes sense. Minner, I think it's Minner actually, so excuse me on the name pronunciation. But I think Ryan Hall has clear-cut advantages here. You look at Minner. He gasses out. He starts to fatigue towards the end of the first, start of the second. Ryan Hall has gone distance in the past. His jiu-jitsu is impeccable. Excellent leg locks. I feel like he's going to be shooting for the legs a lot here. Minner's really good in that first minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. He's an absolute beast, and he's known for his grappling too. He's got a nasty guillotine. But the level difference is clear here. Hall finds a way to get it to the mat. I think he wins by a submission. Would I be shocked if he went out there and won a decision? No, but I think Minner gasses, and Hall can definitely lock something up later. If he's not able to get it done early in the fight while they're dry, I feel like he will. Minus 200 tag, Hall wins by submission. That is the third lock of the night. Now, the fourth lock of the night. Women's MMA action. Miranda Maverick over Erin Blanchfield. Maverick is a minus 130 favorite. I like that tag a lot for her. I think she's going to go out there and put on a great display. She should have beat Macy Barber. She got robbed in that fight. 100% robbed in that fight. Now, showing improvements in her game. Her striking is clearly better than Blanchfield's. Blanchfield is known to be difficult to deal with on the ground. Maverick has a good wrestling base. She's got good jiu-jitsu in her own right. Technically, not as high level with the belts. Maverick, purple belt, black belt, Blanchfield. I don't think that matters here. I think Maverick keeps the fight on the feet, outstrikes Blanchfield for 3 rounds. There's a clear level difference striking. Athleticism advantage, Maverick. Wrestling advantage, I think Maverick as well. I wouldn't be shocked if Maverick surprises us all, blasts double legs, and you see her controlling Blanchfield on the floor. Miranda Maverick win by a decision. Minus 130 favorite. Lock number 4. Now, the fifth lock of the night. Pedro Munoz over Dominic Cruz. And the money is so close for this fight. It's pick'ems. Minus 110 for Munoz. I see him beating Dominic Cruz. There is a key to victory, and that's the low kick. If you look at guys that can slow Cruz's movement, they can succeed. I think Pedro Munoz goes out there, chops at the legs, calf kicks for sure. Dominic Cruz's movement will be thrown a bit by this. I think we'll see Munoz with good forward pressure. I think he goes out there and beats Dominic Cruz by a decision. And at -110, that is a fantastic tag. Now, we're going to move on to the dogs of the night. Smash that like button and let's jump to them. The first dog of the night, I like Dan Ige over Josh Emmett. Crispy boxing with Dan Ige. He's really fast. I think he's got a speed edge here. He's got better head movement. Now, Josh Emmett is a powerhouse, and if he touches your chin, he'll do some serious damage. I don't see durability issues with Dan Ige. I expect Dan Ige to go out there and be the underdog, sitting at +145 and surprise a lot of people. Emmett's best path to victory would be wrestling here, but he rarely shoots for takedowns, like 2 shots maybe in his whole UFC career. I don't see him shooting. I don't see him succeeding on the ground against Ige. I think Ige's speed is the difference maker. Ige, I think, wins a decision, but I wouldn't be shocked if we see a counter shot land for Dan Ige and he ends up knocking Josh Emmett down and getting a stoppage from there. I like the underdog. It's +145. We are on Dan Ige, the dog. Now, the next dog of the night, dog 2, Jeff Neal. He takes on Santiago Ponzinibbio. Of course, he's at risk of losing this fight. He's a +120 dog, so the value isn't 10 out of 10 fantastic, but I see him winning the bout. I think his speed edge will be evident. He's the more athletic guy of the two. He's the more young guy of the two. He's been more consistently active. Sure, he has some losses in the game, but that's how fighting goes, and I think he's evolving each and every time. He's shown glimpses of insane explosiveness and power. I expect him to go out there and beat Ponzinibbio. Potential decision, potential stoppage, but really leaning towards decision. At +120, I like him as a dog. He is dog number 2. Now, the third dog of the night, Kai Kara-France over Cody Garbrandt. Let's talk this matchup. In the prediction, I slightly lean Cody, and obviously it'll really depend on the scales here, so maybe you'll want to wait until after the weigh-ins when we talk about this fight. I'm very torn, but I think Kai Kara-France will have a clear-cut speed edge, which will throw Cody Garbrandt for a loop. You look at all of his fights up a weight class at bantamweight, majority of the time, he is the faster guy with the hands. You have a guy on Kai Kara-France opposite side of him who's fast, great footwork, excellent technical kickboxing skill set. I could see Kai winning this fight by knockout. He's sitting at +120. I think he's a solid underdog. We'll see how the line goes for the rest of this week. I really want to check out this fight after the weigh-ins. I'm just having this intuition that Kai Kara-France might go out there and beat Cody No Love. So potential dog there. And now the final dog. It's not somebody that I'm picking to win, but value-wise and possibility of upset, it has to be talked about. Raulian Paiva. Raulian Paiva over Sugar Show. Sean O'Malley, I think, should go out there, use his technical striking and speed advantage, landing beautiful strikes, hurting Paiva. But at +270, I really feel like Paiva might be worth a small stab. He's a proven skilled mixed martial artist, was good at the flyweight division, jumps up a weight class, draws with, or I guess he technically won the fight against Kyler Phillips, but on my scorecard, I had it a draw. I still see that fight as a draw. Could he upset Sean O'Malley? Most definitely. You attack Sean O'Malley's legs. He's shown vulnerabilities in the past. Not saying he's frail, but he's got some fragility to him, and you definitely can hurt the Sugar Show if you attack low. I could see Paiva shocking the world. At +270, I think value-wise as a dog, he may be worth a potential play. But those are the dogs of the night. Smash that like button and let's keep on running. We got the props. Intriguing props that I like here. Ryan Hall wins by submission is +150. I think Hall should go out there and submit Minner. I really feel like it's high likelihood possibility that he does. +150 for that. It's something that I want to play. I will be playing that. I think it's a fun prop. Minner known for gassing. I don't think Hall goes and knocks him out. I don't see this fight going to 3. I think Ryan Hall win by submission. If he's not able to do it early, he'll do it later in the fight with a tired Minner. Ryan Hall sub +150. Fantastic prop. Now the next one, Andre Muniz wins by submission +170 over Eric Anders. I do believe he'll submit Eric Anders. Not like Anders is an easy guy to tap, but when you're dealing with the level difference in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muniz is next level. He's looking like the best Jiu-Jitsu practitioner in the middleweight division. As I said earlier in the video in the lock section, I think Muniz as a prop +170 to win by submission might be a bit of a steal, and that's something I'm very interested in playing. Now, another play props value not as great as the others. Minus 185, Munoz Cruz fight goes the distance. This fight most likely is going all 3 rounds. Minus 185, potential play that you could put some units down on, or maybe it's something you parlay up. I still think there's value in this prop at minus 185. I think Munoz Cruz will go the full distance here. I would be pretty surprised if it didn't. And I do like Pedro Munoz for the win. Now, continuing to move, the final prop that I feel like we really have to talk about, regardless of what side you're on in the main event, value for the inside the distance win is on Oliveira. Charles Oliveira is plus 240 to win inside the distance. I feel like that's something definitely worth a potential play. He's excellent with his stand-up. He's excellent with his jiu-jitsu. I really feel like there could be a counter strike, especially a check left hook, that hurts Dustin Poirier. And then I could see him locking up a submission as they go to the floor. The reason I don't like just playing the submission prop is simply because Oliveira at this point of his career has way more methods to win the fight. I think he's a fun potential play for that prop inside the distance, plus 240. Might be worth a little stab. Not saying throw the house at it. Maybe a fun little play. That is the prop section. Let's keep on moving. Smash that like button if you guys haven't yet. And let's talk about parlays. The parlays of this card are fun. And I think the first one that I like, Costa Muniz, Randy Costa and Andre Muniz, plus 170. They're in no particular order, by the way. I feel like you could play any of them any which way you want. Maverick, Miranda Maverick, and Ryan Hall, plus 160. I might even like that one more so than the Costa and Muniz. Definitely a potential two-fighter prop. Two-fighter parlay. I'm really liking two-fighter parlays. I think that the safety is higher when you get in 3, 4, etc. parlays. You can get yourself into a lot of trouble. Next one, Muniz Maverick. It's plus 200. The value's money there. And if you wanted to maybe play with a dog in the mix, you feel like I need an underdog in my play. I can't just go out there and play with favorites. Dan Ige, Miranda Maverick brings you plus 325. You have a real close money favorite in Maverick. You got a solid underdog in Dan Ige. I think that would be valuable. Now, the final potential parlay to play, obviously there's more you can come up with. You can mix and match the ones we talked about already, is an all lock play. Every lock of the night that we have here would be Muniz, Costa, Hall, Maverick, and Munoz, 5-fighter parlay. The value for that would be $1,170 plus money, of course. Is it a safe play? Absolutely not. Is it possible of coming through? I certainly do believe so, because those are the locks of the night. It's one of those more of the lottery ticket plays you'll throw a little something at, and at plus over 1,100, I think it is worth a potential stab. Now, looking through this card, you have great action throughout. You have money to be made. I feel like there's good bets that obviously we can't necessarily talk about as the value side of betting. This is this week's best MMA bets, so I'm not going to tell you to go bet Amanda Nunes at minus 900, but I don't see her losing the fight. The possibility of that is near zero. She's a minus 800 favorite. If you saw Nunes to win, what method? Inside the distance for Nunes, which is probably guaranteed, is minus 275. Nunes wins by submission, plus 450, less likely. Nunes KO TKO, minus 140. I feel like she could go out there and submit Pena. I feel like she could go out there and knock out Pena. The inside the distance at minus 275 to throw a lot at it is a maybe. But I think risk versus reward, it's not there, and I don't like that. Now, another play, wide favorite that most likely comes through. Alex Perez over Matt Schnell. He's a minus 310 favorite. I really don't feel like touching the lines. I look through it. Over 2.5, minus 150 would be the only potential play I like from that fight. Fight goes the distance. Minus 125 isn't too bad either. That's a potential prop you can touch there. Looking more so towards these strong favorites. Jillian Robertson, minus 350. I see her winning the fight, but value-wise isn't necessarily worth the bet. Let's see if Robertson wins by decision has any solid value. Actually, Robertson over 1.5, minus 145 we can be talking about that one because I do think it goes over 1.5. I think Cachoeira can at least last into the third round. I think she's probably going all three. Over 1.5 minus 145 is actually not bad. Over 2.5 plus 130. There's some solid plays here. There's some stuff that we can do with these strong favorites if we really go deep into them and look. Jordan Wright, Bruno Silva. Silva's going to knock him out. I'd be shocked if it goes otherwise. Silva by KO, minus 160. That's something worth talking about. Might be worth a play, but it's such in the favorite status money that I didn't feel it deserved to be talked about as one of the value props that we really want to go down and touch hard. Overall, I think that you can make some cash on this card, but the entertainment value nonetheless is going to be off the charts. And in the main event, Dustin Poirier, Charles Oliveira, even though the odds are minus 160, plus 150, it's essentially a real pick'ems fight. The champion, the underdog. We saw just last week, Jose Aldo, underdog in the main event, get the win. Prior week, Ketlin Vieira, I believe she opened up as a dog with Miesha Tate, gets the win. Underdogs have been coming through on main events, so I wouldn't shame anybody for playing Oliveira in the main, and obviously that's why I included him as a prop, the inside the distance play at the plus money being potentially worth a stab. Overall, I think we are in store for a fantastic night of fights. I'm doing the Fight Companion. We got the weigh-in recap show on Friday, Moneyline Moneyline podcast, and now this week's best MMA bets today. Smash that like button, guys. Much love to everybody continually tuning into the show. I really appreciate each and every one of you. We got great entertainment coming. We got great money to be made. I can't wait. Come join that Fight Companion. We'll see how these bets hold up. I do think we're going to come through and cash nicely. And this is a card I'm looking forward to, and I am hoping to bring some dinero home too. I hope you guys enjoyed. Smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe and turn those post notifications on too. Much love to everybody, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace, guys.